Hello and welcome everyone to episode number 10 of CA Final Direct Tax Solutions to MCQ Questions. I hope you people are doing really good और मैं तो हमेशा मस्त ही रहता हूं। तो चलिए, as you were aware के last time 1 घंटा 20 मिनट के आसपास हो गया था and therefore TDS was one chapter which it was not possible to complete within the lecture. So balance questions of TDS, I think the last question that we did was question number 42. TDS के क्वेश्चन नंबर 43 के ऊपर हम लोग आएंगे, वहां से कंटिन्यू करेंगे। देर आर टोटल ऑफ 125 क्वेश्चंस इन टीडीएस, तो अबाउट 82 क्वेश्चंस तो टीडीएस के ही इस लेक्चर में होंगे, 82 एमसीक्यूज। एंड देयर आफ्टर वी विल सी द ड्यूरेशन अबाउट 1 आवर 20 मिनट्स, मतलब नॉट मोर देन 1.5 आवर का टारगेट दिमाग में रख के इफ टीडीएस के बाद के, बिकॉज दे आर स्मॉल चैप्टर्स, एडवांस टैक्स हो गया, refund हो गया, 234 ABC और recovery proceeding has only one question. So if we have time, we will cover up all that also in this lecture. चलिए तो फिर स्टार्ट करते हैं without wasting any time. Question number 43 of TDS के ऊपर आएंगे, that is on page number 91. Now those who have studied from me, they know this, that when we talk about page number in class, we actually say page number unilateral relief. अगर 90 होता तो bilateral relief, पेज नंबर 10 होता तो एग्जेम्प्ट इनकम, 11 होता तो चैरिटेबल ट्रस्ट। वी लर्न सेक्शन नंबर्स लाइक दैट एंड दोज हु हैव लर्नड फ्रॉम मी ऑब्वियसली आर अवेयर ऑफ दिस। सो पेज नंबर यूनिलैटरल रिलीफ। चलिए ठीक है, पेज नंबर 91 क्वेश्चन नंबर 43 के ऊपर आएंगे। एवरी पर्सन रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर डिडक्शन ऑफ टीडीएस अंडर 194 IA, IA मतलब सेल ऑफ इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ 50 लाख रुपीज और मोर, शैल फर्निश टीडीएस सर्टिफिकेट इन फॉर्म नंबर। इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी के लिए 16 बी है। देखिए सैलरी का 16 है, फॉर ऑल अदर सेक्शंस इट इज 16A, बट फॉर 194 IA इट इज 16B। क्वेश्चन 44, इन विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग सिचुएशन 194 IA इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल? कंपल्सरी एक्विजिशन नॉट एप्लीकेबल, करेक्ट। करेक्ट, सॉरी यू शुड नॉट पुट अ क्रॉस, ये करेक्ट है बिकॉज 194 IA इज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू सेल। कंपल्सरी एक्विजिशन जो है ना, उसके लिए 194 LA अलग से बना है, so compulsory acquisition cannot be covered here, so that's a correct line. But as I have already told you that always read all options before coming to a conclusion. Consideration less than 50 lakh, yes it is correct. Why correct? Because 50 lakhs or more ये वो केस है जहां पर exact equal to 50 lakhs भी cover होता है, but less than will not be covered. Rural agricultural land absolutely correct, and therefore answer हमारा D रहेगा. When more than one option is correct, then you have to choose the most appropriate जहां पर both of them या all of them ऐसा कोई आंसर आपका आ रहा है। रूरल एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड नॉट अ कैपिटल एसेट हैज बीन एक्सक्लूडेड। Form 16B, that is TDS certificate under 194 IA, has to be submitted by buyer to seller within how many days from the due date of furnishing चालान कम स्टेटमेंट? 30 days फ्रॉम द एंड ऑफ द मंथ तो वो लोग पेमेंट कम रिटर्न करेंगे, और वहां से 15 डेज के अंदर अंदर विद इन 15 डेज यू हैव टू गिव योर टीडीएस सर्टिफिकेट। आजकल वैसे टीडीएस सर्टिफिकेट देने का सिस्टम थोड़ा रिड्यूस हो गया, बिकॉज वंस इट इज गेटिंग रिफ्लेक्टेड इन योर फॉर्म 26AS, देन the payee does not generally insist on that certificate also. Question number 46, liability to deduct tax at source in case of salary. देखिए नॉर्मली टीडीएस का क्या रूल है? क्रेडिट और पेमेंट विच एवर इज अर्लियर, बट इन केस ऑफ सैलरी टीडीएस विल कम ओनली एट द टाइम ऑफ payment. Question 47, for deducting TDS under section 192, employer will consider which of the following? Salary income obviously consider होगा, particulars of other income, salary एक ऐसा section है where we deduct full tax at applicable rates and therefore other income का information employee जो देगा that will be considered, particulars of losses but only under house property. TDS के लिए we will consider only that. If you are eligible you can take in your return, but for TDS we will consider. That means this all are right, and if all are right then answer that you have to choose is D. Rate of deduction for TDS under section 192. Remember 192 and 195 में कोई rate नहीं दिया है, the full tax at applicable rate. So whatever is the average rate of tax to be computed, that is going to be applicable. Question 49, proof is required to be submitted by employee to employer giving particulars of. जब आप एम्प्लॉय अपने एम्प्लॉयर को इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहा है ना अबाउट अदर इनकम्स, सो दैट द एम्प्लॉयर कैन टेक इट इनटू कंसीडरेशन, एंड इवन फॉर योर एग्जेम्पशन एंड डिडक्शंस यू विल नीड टू सबमिट प्रूफ इफ यू आर एलिजिबल फॉर 80C, 80D, 80G. some cases ATU. You have to furnish the details of this. तो देखते हैं. Information regarding HRA, that is name, address, PAN of landlord, where aggregate rent. HRA में एक रूल है कि जब 1 लाख से ज्यादा आप रेंट पे किया होता है साल का, then you have to furnish. So that's right. लीव ट्रैवल कंसेशन अगर आप ले रहे हो तो आपको बिल्स का प्रूफ देना पड़ेगा, राइट है. इंफॉर्मेशन रिगार्डिंग डिडक्शन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट अंडर हाउस प्रॉपर्टी, इनफैक्ट दैट्स द ओनली लॉस व्हिच इज अलाउड, सो उसका आपको देना पड़ेगा. एंड लाइकवाइज आपको चैप्टर 6A का भी देना रहेगा. इन अदर वर्ड्स यू हैव टू फर्निश ऑल द डिटेल्स. इन अदर वर्ड्स यू हैव टू फर्निश एवरीथिंग. क्वेश्चन नंबर 50. एम्प्लॉयर शेयर फर्निश टू द एम्प्लॉय. दिस टाइम कौन दे रहा है ये? एम्प्लॉयर. अ स्टेटमेंट इन फॉर्म नंबर डैश giving correct and complete particulars of perquisites, that is profits in lieu of salary. देखिए, employer will provide perquisites to the employee. When the employer is providing perquisite like rent free accommodation or motor car perquisite, the employer has got duty under this TDS chapter that वो खुद एक certificate बनाए जिसके अंदर वो perquisite valuation करे. Because as far as your basic salary and your allowances are concerned, वो तो money में होता है, वो तो बहुत easily आपके computation में आ जाएगा. बट एज एन एम्प्लॉई मुझे पता होनी चाहिए कि मुझे मेरे एम्प्लॉयर ने जो परक्यूसिट दिया उसका वैल्यू क्या. लेट मी टेक एन एग्जांपल. देयर इज रेंट फ्री अकोमोडेशन. एम्प्लॉयर आपको वो हाउस बाय करके दे सकता है या रेंट पे लेके दे सकता है. इफ द एम्प्लॉयर हैज परचेस्ड द हाउस एंड गिवन इट टू यू, द रूल इज 15% ऑफ सैलरी, 10% ऑफ सैलरी और 7.5% ऑफ सैलरी. दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन द सिटी इन विच द हाउस इज लोकेटेड, द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ दैट सिटी. एंड अगर रेंट पे लेके आपको दिया, देन द रूल इज रेंट पेड बाय द एम्प्लॉयर टू द लैंडलॉर्ड और 15% ऑफ सैलरी व्हिचएवर इज लोअर. ऐसा रूल है. नाउ व्हाट इज द परचेस कॉस्ट ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयर और व्हाट इज द रेंट पेड बाय द एम्प्लॉयर, मुझे एज एन एम्प्लॉय तो नहीं पता होगा, बिकॉज आई हैव बीन गिवन ओनली वन की सो दैट आई कैन स्टे इन दैट हाउस. तो ताकि मैं अपना रिटर्न प्रॉपरली फाइल कर सकूं, एक सिस्टम रहता है. हर एम्प्लॉयर अपने एम्प्लॉय को लिस्ट ऑफ परक्यूसिट वैल्यूएशन के साथ में लिख के देता है. तो जो टीडीएस कटेगा उसका फॉर्म 16 है, मगर परक्यूसिट का डिटेल्स के लिए सीबीडीटी ने एक फॉर्म नोटिफाई किया है, दैट इज फॉर्म 12BA. इस फॉर्म के अंदर एम्प्लॉयर परक्यूसिट वैल्यूएशन करके आपको देखा. ऑब्वियसली टीडीएस में तो खुद ही कंसीडर कर लेगा, बट इफ यू ऑल्सो वांट टू फाइल योर रिटर्न देन यू हैव टू वैल्यू योर परक्यूसिट्स. वो वैल्यूएशन एम्प्लॉयर खुद ही आपको करके देगा फॉर्म नंबर 12BA के अंदर. 51. इफ एम्प्लॉय मेक्स विड्रॉल बिफोर continuous service of dash years, यहां पे blank रहेगा, from recognized provident fund, withdrawal will be subjected to tax and employee will not enjoy the benefit of exemption. RPF में minimum lock-in कितना है? That before that if you withdraw you pay tax. RPF 5 years. Correct. Mr. Wasim, an employee of Jubilant Food Works Limited, since 5th June 2016. He resigned on 31st March 2020 and withdrew 45,000 being balance in his EPF account. Calculate the amount of TDS to be deducted by the trustee. पहली बात तो if you observe 5th June 2016, so 17, 18, 19 and 20 में चार, मतलब basically he has not completed 5 years. Because he has not completed 5 years, that means can I say 45,000 will be taxable, 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 taxable. एंड 192A का टीडीएस का रेट 10% है, तो कहीं आपका आंसर 4,500 नहीं आ जाए, बिकॉज 192A इज एप्लीकेबल व्हेन द पेमेंट इज 50,000 और मोर, देन ओनली टीडीएस विल कम, अदरवाइज टीडीएस विल नॉट कम. व्हाई इज टीडीएस नॉट कमिंग? बिकॉज द अमाउंट इज नॉट एक्सीडिंग द मॉनेटरी लिमिट. मेरी बात सुनिए, आज अगर ये 45 की जगह एग्जैक्ट 50 होता तो टीडीएस आता और हमारा आंसर ये रहता, then this would have been our answer. But why is there no TDS? Because amount monetary limit cross नहीं कर रहा है. This is one of those 3 sections where equal to के ऊपर भी TDS आता है. एंड मैं एक बार फिर बोल दूं, जस्ट बिकॉज दिस अमाउंट इज लेस देन 50, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि इट इज एग्जेम्प्ट इनकम. इनकम इज टैक्सेबल. आप अगर किसी सीए को 22,000 रुपीज का प्रोफेशनल फीस देते हो, दैट्स लोअर देन द मॉनेटरी लिमिट ऑफ 194J. इसका मतलब ये थोड़ी है कि आप टीडीएस नहीं काट, आप इसका मतलब ये थोड़ी आप टीडीएस नहीं काटोगे, इसका मतलब ये थोड़ी है कि वो एग्जेम्प्ट इनकम है. इज दैट टैक्सेबल इनकम फॉर द सीए? यस, only TDS won't come. So this is taxable because you have not completed 5 years, but TDS नहीं आएगा because it is less than the monetary limit. तो अगर TDS का आंसर है तो आंसर यही रहेगा. Question number 53. Miss Jana is an employee of a hotel company Employer distributed tips received from customer to Jena. These tips are taxable in the hands of Jena under which of the following? This is a direct question on the Supreme Court judgment in the case of an assessee called ITC Limited, जो हमारे केस लॉ के लेक्चर के अंदर हमने कवर किया था. सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट, नेम ऑफ द असेसी, सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट, नेम ऑफ द असेसी आईटीसी लिमिटेड. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसमें क्लियरली बोल दिया था जो टिप्स कस्टमर छोड़ के जाता है और बाद में एम्प्लॉयर उसको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता है, दैट इज नॉट एक्चुअली पेड बाय द एम्प्लॉयर, इट इज पेड बाय द कस्टमर and the employer is only holding it in fiduciary capacity like a trustee. Ultimately it is customer paying to the employer, customer paying to the hotel ka staff, that is the employees. Employer se employee ko nahi mil raha hai and therefore it cannot be taxable under income from salary, it will be taxable under income from other sources. Under section 192A, that is TDS on account of premature withdrawal of EPF, TDS at dash is deducted where the employee does not furnish PAN. When you furnish PAN, it is 10%. जब आप पैन फर्निश नहीं करते हो नॉर्मली आपका आंसर ये रहेगा, बट नो, ये एक ऐसा सेक्शन है जहां पर इफ यू डोंट फर्निश पैन द टीडीएस विल बी मैक्सिमम मार्जिनल रेट. Mr. Rajesh purchased 7.75% savings taxable bonds 2018 on 1st April 2019 and received interest of 8,000 on these bonds. TDS will be, एक recent एक amendment आया था, एक exemption आया था that ये वाले जो बॉन्ड्स है इनके ऊपर हम लोग टीडीएस नहीं काटेंगे. देयर विल नॉट बी टीडीएस ऑन दीज 7.75% bonds which are being issued. So because there is no TDS, answer is going to be 0. Under section 193, TDS on interest on securities, not a very important section though. Deduction of TDS on interest on securities casts responsibility on dash payer to deduct TDS on payment of interest on securities to dash pay. देखिए ये तो रेसिडेंट ही रहेगा बिकॉज रेट इज 10%, अदरवाइज नॉन रेसिडेंट होगा तो 195 में. हु कैन बी द पेयर, सॉरी, एनीबडी. पेई हैज टू बी रेसिडेंट बिकॉज इट इज नॉट डिडक्टिंग फुल टैक्स एट सोर्स. पेयर कोई भी हो सकता है एंड देयरफॉर एनी पर्सन एंड रेसिडेंट आपके कौन से वाले ऑप्शन में है? आई थिंक यू आर गेटिंग इट इन योर ऑप्शन डी. 57, तोगानी लिमिटेड पेड इंटरेस्ट ऑन डिबेंचर्स 6,500 टू रेसिडेंट मिस्टर ललित. TDS under 193 to be deducted will be 6,500. What is the rate in 193? What is the rate in 193? कोई monetary limit specially prescribe नहीं किया गया. 6,500 into 10%, 650 rupees. Question number 58. State whether 194C is applicable in the following cases. So basically case 1 दिया है, case 2 दिया है and options ये है. If it is applicable in both, then you will choose A, yes, yes. Or yes, no, or no, yes, or no, no. We have to decide. Transportation charges paid by purchaser to owner of natural gas who transports the gas for the purchaser. Transportation charges by purchaser to third party who transported the gas sold by them. So listen. Supposingly I am A, you are B. I am buying natural gas from you. बिजनेस के लिए रिक्वायर्ड होगा, कोई भी पर्पस के लिए रिक्वायर्ड होगा. 194C मींस इट हैज टू बी बिजनेस पर्सनल पर्पस. देयर इज नो टीडीएस इन 194C एंड 194J. तो बेसिकली आई एम पेइंग यू. अब देखिए अगर मैं आपको पे कर रहा हूं दैट मींस आई एम पेइंग यू फॉर गुड्स. आई एम बेसिकली बाइंग गुड्स फ्रॉम यू एंड इफ आई एम बाइंग गुड्स फ्रॉम यू इन दैट केस, इफ आई एम ओनली बाइंग गुड्स फ्रॉम यू इन दैट केस आई डोंट हैव टू डिडक्ट टीडीएस. तो यहां का आंसर आपका नो रहेगा. आई डोंट हैव टू डिडक्ट टीडीएस बिकॉज दैट इज ओनली परचेस ऑफ goods. It is only purchase of, थोड़ा सा लैपटॉप का वायरिंग का इशू है, प्लीज बेयर विथ मी, द वायर इज अ लिटिल लूज. नो रहेगा बिकॉज मैं आपसे गुड्स परचेस कर रहा हूं. यू आर द सेलर ऑफ नेचुरल गैस, आई एम बाइंग एंड इन माई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट डिलीवरी यू विल गिव मी. तो मैं तो आपसे गुड्स खरीदने का ऑल इंक्लूसिव दे रहा हूं, इसमें नहीं है. बट वेन वी आर पेइंग टू अ थर्ड पार्टी दैट मीन्स आई परचेस्ड, I purchased natural gas from you, मगर इसका ट्रांसपोर्ट का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी वी हैव गिवन टू somebody else. So that person is an independent transporter only doing transport, that is work done, and therefore इस पे TDS आएगा and accordingly this will be your answer. बस अगर डायरेक्ट पेमेंट पे क्यों नहीं आया? बिकॉज वी आर बाइंग गुड्स. डायरेक्ट पेमेंट पे क्यों नहीं आएगा? बिकॉज वी आर बाइंग गुड्स एंड 194C does not cover goods. It has to be work done. और जब हम इंडिपेंडेंट ट्रांसपोर्टर से कर रहे हैं, देन ट्रांसपोर्टर इज ओनली ट्रांसपोर्टिंग, वी आर नॉट बाइंग एनी गुड्स फ्रॉम हिम, इसलिए सेकंड वाले पे आएगा, फर्स्ट वाले पे नहीं आएगा. फॉर नो एंड यस, आंसर विल बी सी. 59. Mr. Mihir is engaged in the business of hiring goods carriage and owned 6 carriages during 1920. He received 45,000 from Meena Private Limited for hiring of goods carriage. He furnished declaration along with PAN to Meena Limited, Meena Private Limited. TDS required to be deducted. Whenever a transporter furnishes PAN and declaration कि मेरे पास 10 ट्रक से कम है, then TDS not applicable. Section 194 IB. TDS on payment of rent casts responsibility on dash to deduct TDS on payment of rent. Individual HUF covered under 44AB last year. ये तो 194I में आएगा. All persons no. Companies no. They all come in 194I. Individual HUF not covered under tax audit last year will be deducting. Rate of TDS under section 194IB, that is TDS on payment of rent, will be I में it is 10% for land, building, furniture and 2% for plant, machinery, equipment. But IB is only for immovable property, 5% of full year's rent from the last month. So 61A. Mr. Ramawat paid rent of 7,20,000, that is 60,000 rupees per month for financial year 1920. Mr. Ramawat is not required to get his accounts audited अंडर 44AB इन द प्रीवियस ईयर 1890. मतलब लास्ट ईयर टैक्स ऑडिट नहीं है, लास्ट ईयर टैक्स ऑडिट नहीं है तो आई एप्लीकेबल नहीं होगा. एंड इफ आई इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल एंड द रेंट इज ग्रेटर देन ₹50,000 per month, then it will be IB. Is Ramawat required to deduct tax? No, नहीं. Yes, 72 नहीं, यहाँ पे 10% नहीं, यहाँ पे 5% है. Yes, 36,000. बस इतना you should know that it has to be from the last month's rent. Not every month, you don't have to do it. Question number 63. Under section 194IB, that is TDS on payment of rent by individual HUF who is not required to get its accounts audited, tax has to be deducted at source only if the amount of rent exceeds ₹50,000. अभी देखा हमने, correct or no? State whether true or false. Deduction under section 194IB is to be made at the time of credit of rent for the last month of the previous year or last month of the tenancy if the property is vacated. Ultimately you have to do it in the last month. या तो मार्च होगा या vacate किया तो last month of the tenancy. Section 194IB requires TDS only on land and building. So I में सब assets के ऊपर होता है, but IB is covering only land and building. ऐसे very rarely you will get to see other assets का more than 50,000 rupees. Under which of the following section of TDS TAN is not required to be deducted or to be taken by the deductor of TDS? TAN, टैक्स पेयर्स अकाउंट नंबर, जो जनरली सभी सेक्शन में लगता है, बट 194 IAIB बिकॉज IA तो शायद वंस इन अ लाइफ टाइम है एंड IB इज वंस इन अ ईयर लास्ट मंथ में, इसलिए ये दो केसेस में पैन के ही डेटाबेस से यू कैन डू एवरीथिंग, 10 लेने का जरूरत नहीं है. अंडर सेक्शन 194J TDS ऑन पेमेंट ऑफ प्रोफेशनल फीस और टेक्निकल सर्विसेज इफ द पेई इज एंगेज्ड इन द बिजनेस ऑफ ऑपरेशन ऑफ कॉल सेंटर, टैक्स शैल बी डिडक्टेड. कॉल सेंटर के लिए rate of TDS prescribed is 2%. Section 194J is applicable for deduction of TDS on payment of J किसके लिए? Professional fees, FTS, royalty, non-compete fees, director sitting fees. So professional fees is there, FTS is there, royalty, non-compete fees, all of the above. 194IC casts responsibility on any person responsible for paying to a resident any sum by way of consideration under joint development agreement. 45(5) है, क्या है उसका रेट? 10%. 70. In the which of the following conditions TDS under 194J will not be applicable? If payment is made by individual HUF by way of fees for professional services for personal purposes, so yes, TDS is not applicable. If payment is made by individual HUF whose turnover in business previous in the business in previous year 1819 is 90 lakh, that means last year इसका turnover 1 crore क्रॉस नहीं हुआ, correct. Payment does not exceed 30,000, that is also correct क्योंकि monetary limit क्रॉस होना चाहिए. All are correct, तो आंसर आपका डी रहेगा. XYZ Limited made payment of 28,000 to Mr. Mohan on 2nd August towards fees for professional service and another payment of 25 to him on the same date towards fees for technical services. Total 30,000 क्रॉस हुआ, but TDS नहीं आएगा because you have got individual 30,000 का limit for professional fees, royalty, fees for technical services and non-compete fees and director sitting fees अगर ₹1 भी है, then also TDS will get attracted. Question number 72. Mr. Harish transferred a computer software to Mr. Prakash for rupees 50,000. Mr. Prakash paid rupees 50,000 and deducted TDS under section 194J. By the way, this is sale of software. ये कोई रॉयल्टी नहीं है, ये कोई रॉयल्टी नहीं. When you give somebody for usage, उस टाइम पे there will be 194J. So they were not required to deduct, फिर भी deduct कर लिया. Remember, problems in life will come if TDS was deductible and you have not deducted. If you were not supposed to deduct, but you deduct, तो कोई बात नहीं ना, क्रेडिट मिलेगा, गवर्नमेंट को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा. प्रॉब्लम कब होगा? जब काटना था और नहीं काटा. नहीं काटना था, काट लिया, कोई बात नहीं, होता है यार. अरे आर यू फॉलोइंग? दैट मीन्स ठीक है. क्वेश्चन अभी आगे बढ़ रहा है. Mr. Prakash further transferred this computer software to Mr. Amit for 70,000 and gave a declaration along with PAN. TDS required to be deducted by Mr. Amit will be sale of software के ऊपर TDS नहीं आता है. वो प्रकाश भाई ने हरीश भाई का TDS डिडक्ट कर लिया, that's a different thing. लेकिन जब अमित भाई will pay प्रकाश भाई, there will be no TDS obviously. Question number 73. Rate of TDS under section 194 LA, that is the TDS on payment of compensation on acquisition of immovable property. जब गवर्नमेंट आपका कंपलसरी एक्विजिशन करती है greater than 250, 10% TDS. TPA, that is third party administrator, आपको पता होना चाहिए. इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज ना आपको पॉलिसी सेल करती है, वो क्लेम सेटलमेंट के लिए वो इंडिपेंडेंट कंपनीज को हायर करती है. दे पे देम charges and these companies reimburse money to the hospital. So made payment to the hospital on behalf of insurance companies for settlement of claims where the TDS is required to be deducted. Hospital है ना ultimately. अगर hospital को पे कर रहे, that means can I say it must be professional fees? And ये कोई personal payment नहीं है, ये तो business payment है, and therefore TDS will get attracted under 194J. Central government compulsorily acquired immovable property of Mr. D'Souza and paid 1,70,000 to him. TDS required to be deducted. Compulsory acquisition का limit greater than 250, no TDS. 194 LB requires deduction of TDS by infrastructure debt fund on payment of interest to. LB के अंदर it will be payment of interest to non-resident. Okay, 194 LB, payment of interest by infrastructure debt fund to non-resident. 194 LA requires deduction of TDS on payment of compensation on acquisition of furniture, movable property, immovable property के all of the above. Compulsory acquisition खाली immovable property का होता है for development purposes. Indian company paid 55,000 as interest on long-term bonds to Miss Deepika ji, who is non-resident for financial year 1920. Non-resident did not furnish PAN to Indian company. TDS required to be deducted under 194 LC. 194 LC में recently एक change आया था, बोला कि ये वाले section में अगर आप PAN नहीं भी furnish करोगे, it is fine because ultimately non-resident is eligible for 5% tax rate obviously. अब option में 5 दिया तो we will choose only 5. अगर option में 5 के साथ में they would have said another option 5% plus HEC, तो वो ज्यादा appropriate answer है. Between these four, 5 is only correct. अगर 5 के साथ में दूसरा यहाँ पे option MMR की जगह के 5 plus 4% HEC दिया होता, then we will select this because non-resident में we have to deduct everything and accordingly your answer is going to be 78 का A. Rate of TDS under section 194 LD, that is TDS on interest on government securities or rupee denominated bonds, FII, qualified foreign investor, 115A के अंदर टैक्स रेट दिया, यहाँ पे TDS 5 रहेगा. अगर विद HEC कोई ऑप्शन होता तो दैट वुड हैव बीन मोर एप्रोप्रिएट. TDS अंडर सेक्शन 194 LB, दैट इज TDS ऑन इंटरेस्ट फ्रॉम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेट फंड, क्योंकि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेट फंड टू नॉन रेसिडेंट इज अगेन 5%, ये भी 5%. ABC Limited is a domestic company, paid dividend of 1,20,000 to Smith, non-resident. TDS required to be deducted by ABC Limited under 195. Non-resident है तो TDS आएगा. Exempt income, no TDS. TDS gets attracted only and only when the income is taxable. अगर आपका income exempt है, there is no question of TDS. Question number 82. TDS under section 195 is required to be deducted. 195 मतलब dash of dash, किसका TDS? Deducted by dash of dash. 195 is specifically for non-resident, but who? अगर आप resident बोलेगा ना तो फिर वोडाफोन का केस ही नहीं होता. This can be any person. TDS deducted by any person for payment made to non-resident. Any person non-resident, C member. Question number 83. State whether true or false. Section 195 requires a deduction of tax on any payment made to non-resident by resident or non-resident. In this section, non-resident will deduct a TDS of another non-resident only if you have business connection. Really so? अगर पेई का इनकम इंडिया में टैक्सेबल है, supposingly one non-resident came to India on a picnic, another non-resident came to India on a picnic, and they make the transaction in India, whether the payer or the payee have got business connection or no, if the income is taxable in India, then TDS is deductible, whether there is business connection or no, irrelevant, and thus the given statement is false. Question number 84. Mr. Y paid 5,50,000 as commission to mutual fund. TDS required to be deducted. Mutual funds की income exempt होती है because they are doing community service. Investors का money they use and companies को they provide funding, and mutual fund का income exempt होता है, तो exempt income होएगा तो TDS नहीं आएगा. State whether true or false. Payer is compulsorily required to deduct TDS at rate specified in the respective section. He cannot deduct TDS at lower rate. देखिए जब भी फॉर्म 15G, फॉर्म 15H वो सब फर्निश होता है तो इट इज पॉसिबल दैट वी डिसरिगार्ड द सेक्शन का रेट एंड कॉन्सिक्वेंटली द गिवन स्टेटमेंट इज फॉल्स. पार्टनरशिप फर्म पेड रेंट ऑफ 3,20,000 to Miss Shraddha for machinery taken on rent. Miss Shraddha furnishes declaration in writing in duplicate to the partnership firm that tax on her estimated total income of previous year, in which such income is to be included in computing her total income, is nil. TDS required to be deducted. Declaration दिया है मतलब फॉर्म 15G फर्निश किया, एंड यस रेंट वाले सेक्शन के लिए फॉर्म 15G आता है, एंड देयरफॉर वंस द पेई फर्निशेस द फॉर्म, then your mind must be saying this as the answer. Wrong, wrong, wrong. This is a very difficult question. Very difficult question. Yes, we agree that for certain sections we can furnish form 15G. 193, 194. उसके बाद में you have 194A के लिए फर्निश कर सकते हो, आप RPF के लिए फर्निश कर सकते हो, इंश्योरेंस का 194D के लिए, DA के लिए फर्निश कर सकते हो, आप रेंट वाले सेक्शन के लिए फर्निश कर सकते हो. Yes, we do have the facility of furnishing Form 15G. But if the payment is exceeding the basic exemption limit, तो नहीं होगा. The 99% cases students will end up selecting this wrong answer. Form will not be accepted. Form will not be accepted because this is more than 250. ये समझा? That means TDS आएगा. First big mistake is corrected now. And then 194I का 10% and therefore 32,000. For South students, Mandan, Pottan, Durantam, stupid, idiot, disaster. For North students, अरे गधेड़े. It's magic, it's magic. Best MCQ textbook. Challenge, challenge. Are you understanding what is happening? Question number 87. TDS is not required to be deducted in which of the following cases? Interest payments by an offshore banking unit to a non-resident. Obviously, offshore होगा, transaction outside India, non-resident को pay किया, attract ही नहीं होगा. Payment made to person on behalf of NPS, Notified Pension Scheme का जो trust है वो TDS नहीं काटता है. Payment made to bank, whenever we are making payment to bank, we are not deducting TDS accordingly. All of the above. Due date of payment of TDS, very easy question, 7th of the next month. Partnership firm paid rent of 2,70,000 to Miss Shraddha for machinery taken on rent. Miss Shraddha furnishes declaration writing in duplicate to firm that tax on her estimated total income, in which such income is to be included in computing her total income, is nil. Because after deduction under chapter 6, total income is 2,40,000. Irrespective of her actual total income, ultimately payment is 2,70,000, which is more than basic exemption, then TDS will come. ये गया, and जो last time mistake किया, अब I hope वो same mistake आप नहीं करेगा. So 89 का answer is going to be B. Due date of filing TDS, return पूछा है, return payment पूछा होगा ना December का तो 7 Jan, but return होएगा 31st of Jan. Due date of payment of TDS for the month of March. March का payment में 7 तारीख नहीं होता है, March का payment में it is going to be 30th of April. Interest at dash is leviable per month or part of the month when TDS is deducted but not paid. That is from the date on which it was deducted to the date on which such tax is actually paid. Non-deduction का interest 1%, but non-payment का interest 1.5%. Due date for filing TDS return for the quarter ended 31st March. देखिए मार्च का पेमेंट ही अप्रैल में होता है और फिर अप्रैल में तो 31st आता नहीं है, तो उसके बाद का 31st of May. Intimation with respect to processing of TDS return, just like आपका 143(1) होता है ना इनकम टैक्स का इंटीमेशन, 1 year from the end of the year in which the return was filed, exactly same thing 1 year from the end of the year in which the TDS का statement is filed. Non furnishing of PAN by deducting in case of income from winning from lottery, card game etc. उसका TDS देखिए 206AA क्या बोलता है, if you don't furnish PAN then the rate given in the section or 20% whichever is higher लगेगा. खाली वो आरपीएफ वाले सेक्शन में इट इज एमएमआर, अदरवाइज इट इज 20. बट देन दिस कैनॉट बी द आंसर बिकॉज एग्जिस्टिंग रेट इज हायर देन 20. इट इज सेक्शन रेट और 20 विच एवर इज हायर. मिनिमम 20 होता है, मैक्सिमम नहीं. अकॉर्डिंगली लॉटरी वाले सेक्शन में पैन नहीं भी फर्निश किया देन ऑल्सो 30%. फॉर्म 16A शैल बी इशूड क्वार्टरली. हाँ, सैलरी का एनुअल फॉर्म 16 आता है क्वार्टरली. विद इन हाउ मेनी डेज? जैसे ही रिटर्न फाइल होगा उसके 15 दिन के अंदर वी हैव टू इशू द टीडीएस सर्टिफिकेट. सैलरीज एंगेज इन द सेल ऑफ कोल, तो अब कुछ क्वेश्चंस टीसीएस के ऊपर भी आएंगे. टीसीएस रिक्वायर्ड टू बी कलेक्टेड, कोल, लिग्नाइट, आयरन ओर दैट इज मिनरल्स. मिनरल्स के लिए टीसीएस का रेट 1%. 2061F, 1F मतलब मोटर कार, प्रोवाइड्स दैट एवरी पर्सन बीइंग सेलर हु रिसीव्स एनी अमाउंट एज कंसिडरेशन फॉर सेल ऑफ मोटर व्हीकल एक्सीडिंग कितना? सेल ऑफ मोटर कार मोर देन ₹10 lakh in any mode 1% on the entire amount. That means can I say यहां पे मॉनेटरी लिमिट के बारे में पूछा है तो 10 लाख रुपीस. मिस्टर ए सेलर सोल्ड अ कार वर्थ 15 lakh to Mr. B. TCS required to be collected is dash. Turnover in the previous year 18-19. देखिए लास्ट ईयर इसका टर्नओवर 1 crore क्रॉस किया है, दैट इज व्हाई he is required to do TCS. अदरवाइज रिक्वायर्ड ही नहीं होता. So yes, A is covered. And what is the amount? 15 lakh, which is more than 10 lakh. That means zero cannot be the answer. अगर आज ये लास्ट ईयर 1 crore क्रॉस नहीं किया होता तो जीरो आंसर होता. नाउ टीडीएस विल कम. अगर ये 15 लाख की जगह 5 लाख होता तो जीरो आंसर होता. टीडीएस विल कम 1%. 10 लाख के ऊपर वाले 5 लाख पे नहीं, ऑन दी एंटायर अमाउंट ऑफ 15 lakh. Once it crosses 10 lakh, 1% on the entire amount. So 99 will be B. Radha and Company, wholesaler of car, sold a car for 15 lakh to Sneha, a retailer. TCS इसमें whenever sale is happening to dealership to retailers, there is going to be no TCS क्योंकि any which way वो transaction declare होने वाला है. Due date of depositing TDS collected is 7th of the next month. Very easy question. According to 2061F, TCS at 1% is applicable to each sale, aggregate sale. क्या? Remember, जो 10 लाख का मोटर कार का मॉनेटरी लिमिट दिया है वो ट्रांजैक्शन बाय ट्रांजैक्शन दिया है. अगर आपने एक ही साल में 2 गाड़ी खरीदा 8 लाख, नो TCS. एक गाड़ी अगर 15 लाख का खरीदा तो each transaction will be your answer. 2061F, TCS at 1% that is on sale of motor vehicle is to be collected by which of the following? लास्ट ईयर अगर टैक्स ऑडिट है तो इंडिविजुअल को कलेक्ट करना है. यस. पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म एंड कंपनी इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ ऑडिट एंड देयरफॉर आंसर विल बी डी. आंसर डी होएगा ना व्हेन ऑल आर करेक्ट. टुडे आई एम फीलिंग वेरी लेजी एक्चुअली. होता है रे, मैं भी इंसान है. 104. Due date of furnishing TDS statement for the quarter ended 31st March. मार्च के लिए पेमेंट अप्रैल में होगा. ये आपसे स्टेटमेंट पूछ रहा है तो ये पेमेंट का डेट पहली बात तो 7th अप्रैल तो आता ही नहीं है. 30th अप्रैल इस पेमेंट का ड्यू डेट. मार्च के लिए इट इज गोइंग टू बी 31st of May. Due date of furnishing TDS statement for the quarter ended 31st December. 31st December. उसके बाद का 31st January. Mr. A, Indian resident, wins 10,000 in a lottery. Which of the following statement is correct? 194B 30%, 194B 30.9, no tax is deductible, none of the above. देखिए HEC कब आएगा? जब नॉन रेसिडेंट होगा. तो ये रॉन्ग, देयरफॉर ये राइट. But it has to be greater than 10,000. ग्रेटर देन 10,000। अगर इक्वल टू 10,000 है तो 194 भी नहीं लगेगा। लिसन लिसन लिसन, रिसीवर को टैक्स भरना है 115 डबल बी फ्लैट 30 whether there is TDS or no, but TDS will come only when it is greater than 10,000. 107. Mr. A salaried individual pays rent of 51,000 per month to B from June 2019. Salaried वाला मतलब 194 I won't come, and because this is greater than 50,000 rupees, IB आएगा। Options थे। No TDS is deductible, wrong. Tax is deductible every month, wrong. Tax is deductible at source every month, नहीं। 5% यहाँ पे रेट राइट दिया है, बट 194 IB का रूल इज 5% ऑफ द फुल ईयर का रेंट फ्रॉम द लास्ट मंथ का रेंट। एंड ऑब्वियसली पैन फर्निश नहीं किया और 20% हो गया तो मैक्सिमम TDS विल बी लास्ट मंथ का जो रेंट होता है। सैलरी पेड बाय मेसर्स RP एंड कंपनी टू इट्स पार्टनर falls within the prescribed limits under 40B, within the limit, that means firm will take deduction, partner ke liye it will be taxable. Does RP and company have to deduct tax on salary paid to partner? Listen, between firm and partner there will never be any TDS transactions. Partner के लिए ये taxable है, so no TDS. So apparently आपका आंसर आपको लग रहा होगा B, no salary is not subjected to TDS. लेकिन हमेशा आंसर के ऑप्शंस रीड कीजिए बिकॉज दिस इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन। यस, ये तो रॉन्ग आंसर है। नो वाला अब तक भी हमको राइट लग रहा है। यस, टीडीएस इज डिडक्टेबल एट सोर्स अंडर सेक्शन 192 ऑन सैलरी पेड टू रेसिडेंट पार्टनर्स बट 195 ऑन नॉन रेसिडेंट। ये रॉन्ग है, ये रॉन्ग है क्योंकि ये नहीं डिडक्ट करना है। बट दिस इज क्लियरली गिविंग अ हिंट। ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है कि पार्टनर नॉन रेसिडेंट है, एक ऐसी चीज अबाउट विच यू हैव नॉट थॉट ऑफ। You did not think, oh yeah, the partner can be non-resident. Firm is taking this deduction. For the partner, it will be taxable. Normally, between firm and partner, there will be no TDS. But if the partner is resident, then there has to be TDS. Resident partner not subjected to TDS, but non-resident partner का TDS काटना पड़ेगा. You would have selected this as the answer. जो अगर ये वाला लास्ट वाला ऑप्शन नहीं होता तो राइट होता. We have to choose the most appropriate answer. लेकिन अगर नॉन रेसिडेंट पार्टनर का पॉसिबिलिटी है तो हमको उसको भी केटर करना पड़ेगा एंड अकॉर्डिंगली दिस विल बी योर आंसर। दीज लास्ट फ्यू क्वेश्चंस, लास्ट 20 क्वेश्चंस, दे आर ऑल टेकन फ्रॉम ICAI स्टडी मटेरियल, जो भी उन्होंने RTP में या सैंपल क्वेश्चन में जिधर भी उन्होंने रिलीज किया था। एयर इंडिया लिमिटेड हैज पेड अमाउंट ऑफ ₹20 lakhs ड्यूरिंग द ईयर 31st March 2020 to Airport Authority of India Limited. This is directly the question on your Supreme Court judgment of Japan Airlines, Singapore Airlines, that 194I nahi, C लगेगा, and because pay is other than individual HUF, 194C में, so I not applicable, TDS is applicable, and therefore this is going to be your answer. Question number 110. A Limited credited 28,000 towards fees for professional services and 27,000 towards fees for technical services to the account of Ram in its books of accounts on 12th November 2019. Total sum 55,000 was paid by check. Therefore TDS आएगा ना? नहीं. Less than 30 आपको individually 30 का लिमिट है, and because individually लिमिट है there will be no TDS. Question number 111. Mr. Hari, salaried individual, pays rent of 55,000 per month to Mr. Raghav from June 2019. Which of the following statement is correct? देखिए, salaried individual, that means again I will not be applicable, IB will be applicable, and if IB is applicable, that means 5% of the full year rent from the last month. No tax is deductible, wrong answer. 5% every month, wrong answer. 5% of the entire rent from the rent of March. Okay, so that's right, and 55,000 again is wrong. Full year ka 5% you have to deduct. So basically you can check 55,000 is per month, multiply by 10 months because this is June. They can ask you a question on the amount also. 550 into 10, 55 into 10, 550 into 5%, 27,500, जो आपका 5% on the entire rent आएगा. Mr. Arvind engaged in business of wholesale trade has a turnover of 90 lakhs for previous year 18-19. What is his turnover? 90 lakhs means last year he was not covered under tax audit, and 2 crore 10 lakh for 19-20. करंट ईयर का कभी भी इररेलेवेंट रहता है, लास्ट ईयर का देखना रहता है. In previous year 1920, he paid salary of rupees 3 lakhs to Mr. Hari, a resident. Salary पे किया without deducting of TDS at source, and commission of 25,000 to Mr. Rajesh, a resident, without deducting. The disallowance will be beautiful question. पहली बात तो सैलरी पेमेंट में इट डजंट मेक एनी डिफरेंस वेदर यू हैड लास्ट ईयर एनी टैक्स ऑडिट और नो. सैलरी के ऊपर तो टीडीएस काटना था. दैट मींस अगर नहीं काटा एंड रेसिडेंट है तो 3 लाख का 30%, कैन आई से 90,000 आपका डिसअलाउड रहेगा. एंड एज फार एज दिस पेमेंट ऑफ 25 इज कंसर्न, कैन आई से इट इज 194H. 194H. अरे यस और नो. 194H की अट्रैक्ट 194H अट्रैक्ट होता है ओनली इफ लास्ट ईयर यू वर कवर्ड अंडर टीडीएस, एंड देयरफॉर दो दिस इज 25 नाउ व्हिच इज मोर देन मॉनेटरी लिमिट, यू शुड हैव नॉलेज अबाउट दैट आल्सो. फिर भी इसके ऊपर टीडीएस आएगा ही नहीं. जब आएगा ही नहीं देन देयर विल बी नो डिसअलावेंस. अकॉर्डिंगली आंसर विल बी 90,000. ये आंसर आपका 90,000 रखेगा. देयर इज वन मिस्टेक हियर, ऑप्शंस ए बी बी डी लिखा है तो आप इसको सी बना दीजिए, बिकॉज इन द प्रिंटेड आंसर the answer that is given is 112 के अंदर below the textbook, below the PDF बी ऑप्शन चूज किया है. तो वैसे भी ये वाला बी करेक्ट है तो इसको सी बना दो. और इफ यू वांट टू फॉलो दिस सिस्टम कि दिस शुड बी बी एंड दिस शुड बी सी, then C will be your right answer, then you have to correct that. Ultimately आंसर 90,000 है. अब आपको ये ऑप्शन में जो भी करेक्शन करना है कर लीजिए. आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी 90,000. दैट इज व्हाट इज मोर रेलेवेंट आउट हियर. ओके, क्यों इसके ऊपर डिसअलावेंस नहीं लगाया, क्यों ये 7,500 नहीं डिसअलाउ हुआ 30% इसका 25 का? बिकॉज लास्ट ईयर टैक्स ऑडिट नहीं था तो दिस ईयर आचीज विल नॉट बी एप्लीकेबल. क्वेश्चन 113. ABC Limited took on sublease a building from Ms. Janvi with effect from 1st July 2019 on a rent of 20,000 per month. जुलाई से लिया है 20,000 per month. That means I think it's 9 months, no? थोड़ा सा राइटिंग भी करे, आज कुछ राइटिंग किया ही नहीं है. 1st July to 31st March, 9 months, 20,000 into 9, 1,80,000 बिल्डिंग का रेंट. ओके. It also took on hire machinery from Ms. Janvi with effect from 1st October, hire charges of 15,000. So ये है आपका बिल्डिंग का रेंट एंड मशीनरी का 1st October से 31st March, that is 15,000 rupees. But that's only 6 months. 6 only, no, October से लिया ना, which is I think 15,000. 15 into 6, 90 आता है. मगर क्या है, रिक्स नहीं लेने, रिक्स प्लस 180 obviously 270. Okay. ABC Limited entered into 2 separate agreements with Ms. Janvi for sublease of building and hiring of machinery. Which of the following statements are correct with reference to ABC's liability to deduct tax? Assume that 1 month rent was received as security deposit which is refundable at the end of the lease period. तो लीज पे आपने बिल्डिंग लिया है तो वो बिल्डिंग का जो 1 महीने का रेंट है, मतलब बेसिकली यहां पे प्लस डिपॉजिट आपको और मिला है 20,000. अकॉर्डिंगली टोटल रिसीव्ड फॉर द बिल्डिंग विल बी 2 लाख एंड फॉर द मशीनरी 90,000, क्योंकि एक डिपॉजिट. अब आपको यह बात समझना पड़ेगा, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो डिपॉजिट पे टीडीएस आता ही नहीं. टीडीएस विल कम ओनली ऑन रेंट. मॉनेटरी लिमिट इज 240. दिस इज लेस देन 240, लेस देन 240, बट इट इज नॉट पर एसेट. तो अगर टोटल 240 से ज्यादा है देन टीडीएस विल कम. बिल्डिंग के 180 पे 10% एंड मशीनरी के 90 पे 2%. दैट मींस इस पे टीडीएस नहीं आएगा, रिमेनिंग पे आएगा एट द रिस्पेक्टिव रेट्स. दिस इज द आंसर. नाउ वी हैव टू जस्ट सी करेक्ट ऑप्शन किधर दिया. नो टीडीएस नीड्स टू बी डिडक्टेड एट सोर्स सिंस डज नॉट एक्सीड 240 इंडिविजुअल लिमिट नॉट एप्लीकेबल. लॉन्ग आंसर. टीडीएस हैज टू बी डिडक्टेड एट 10% ऑफ रुपीज 2 लाख इंक्लूडिंग सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट. कभी भी रिफंडेबल डिपॉजिट पे नहीं आता है. अगर नॉन रिफंडेबल डिपॉजिट होता तो आता, लेकिन रिफंडेबल डिपॉजिट पे नहीं आएगा. Tax has to be deducted at 10% on 2 lakh and 2% again security deposit के ऊपर नहीं आएगा. अच्छा, it is assumed that 1 month rent अगर उन्होंने बोला है 1 month rent as security deposit, तो you can assume that इसका भी 1 month आपको दिया है. So basically आपका डिपॉजिट हो गया 20,000 plus 15, that is 35. That means आपने बिल्डिंग के लिए 2 लाख दिया है एंड इसके लिए 105 दिया है, बट इन एनी केस सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट के ऊपर टीडीएस नहीं आएगा. एंड फाइनली 10% on 1,80,000 and 2% on 90. Ultimately, if you ask me to compute TDS, 10% on 1,80,000 and 2% on 90. Question number 114. Mudra Adco Limited, an advertising company, has retained a sum of 15 lakhs towards charges of procuring and canvassing advertisements from payment of 1 crore due to Cloud TV, a television channel, and remitted the balance amount of rupees 85 lakhs to the television channel. Which of the following statements are correct? देखिए, ad agencies actually bring advertisement for channels. तो customer से the agency receives money, they retain their commission, and जो balance बचता है they remit. अब सी, अगर एडवर्टीजमेंट का पैसा टीवी चैनल खुद से अपने पॉकेट से अगर एड एजेंसी को दे रहा होता, देन इट इज लाइक क्रेडिट और पेमेंट व्हिच वाज अर्लियर वी डिडक्ट. हियर द एजेंट इज रिसीविंग द मनी फर्स्ट. एजेंट अपना कमीशन रख के, अपना कमीशन काट के फिर मेन पैसा प्रिंसिपल को दे रहा है. Then how can TDS be given effect to? This was clarified also by CBDT in a circular. No TDS is going to be attracted in a case like this. Question 115. Mr. X acquired a house property at Mumbai from Mr. Y, a resident, for a consideration of 90 lakhs. 90 lakh rupees का property. 50 lakhs or more, इस पे तो 1% आएगा पक्का, आगे डिस्कशन भी नहीं. On the same day, Mr. X made 2 separate transactions, thereby acquiring an urban plot in Kolkata from Mr. C, 4950. Less than 50 lakhs, exact 50 lakh पे भी आता, but इस पे नहीं आएगा. And rural agricultural land for Mr. D for a consideration of 60, greater than 50 lakh, but on rural agricultural land there is no TDS. Which of the following statements are correct? No TDS on all three, wrong, क्योंकि पहले वाले 90 lakhs पे आएगा. 1% on all three, wrong. 1% on 90 lakh and 4950, and no TDS on rural agricultural. This is right, but this is still wrong. So this overall statement is still wrong. 1% on 90 lakh is attracted and no TDS on the remaining 2 payments, which we already decided. That's your correct answer. All these are ICAI MCQ questions, all of these. Question 116. A notified infrastructure debt fund eligible for exemption under 1047 of Income Tax Act 1961 pays interest of 5 lakh to a company incorporated in a foreign country. The foreign company incurred expenditure of 12,000 for earning such interest. The fund also pays interest of 3 lakh to Mr. Frank, who is a resident of a notified jurisdictional area. Which of the following statements is correct? Foreign company है, अगर foreign company है तो infrastructure debt fund non-resident का 5%, and remember, you don't get any deduction of expense. That means can I say gross amount 5% plus obviously 4%, then it depends on the option. With HEC option दिया है कि without HEC option. 5 lakh का 5%, whatever is your answer, plus 4% HEC is going to get attracted. And जहां तक notified jurisdictional area का सवाल है, direct 30% plus again HEC option में दिया है कि नहीं दिया रहेगा तो we will choose 30 वाला, दिया रहेगा तो we will choose that option, because we have to choose the most appropriate answer. No TDS, ये तो directly wrong रहेगा. Second, no TDS is required in respect of 5 lakh to foreign company. Required है, बोल दिया है आपको, इसका 5% है and notified jurisdictional area के लिए 30% plus SEC. TDS at 5.2 is attracted on foreign company on 4 lakh 88. देखिए भले ये रेट राइट दिया है, but it cannot come on 488 because in 115A also it has been specified no deduction of expense. So this 12,000 expense is irrelevant. Entire 5 lakh will attract TDS. This is also wrong. 5.2% on payment of 5 lakh gross amount and 30 and with HEC दिया 31, और यही ऑप्शन बचा है बाबा डी. Mr. Wallish, employed as manager with ABC Limited, paid rent of 50,000 per month to his landlord. Which of the following statements is correct? Salaried employee, so 190 for IB, no, 50,000 of full year rent. Nonsense. 50,000 is not greater than 50,000. And if it is not greater than 50,000, so TDS, no TDS. Next, Mr. Sanjay, a resident, and Mr. Andrew, a British citizen and a non-resident, are both sports commentators, deriving income of 5 lakh from commentaries in India. They have given us 5 statements and they are asking which of the above statements are correct, assuming that this is the only income for Mr. Sanjay and Andrew. Sanjay, you can say Manjrekar, who nobody takes seriously, and Andrew, maybe you can take Flintoff, or maybe you can take Andrew. I don't know whether Andrew Strauss has become a commentator. Andrew Simons maybe. A British bola na, then it has to be Flintoff because Simons is Australian. Well then, ए भाई देख कोई भी नाम ले, सुन बात को. These are the only incomes. You have to choose बहुत ध्यान से. If one statement also you choose wrong, you may end up choosing the wrong option. Here tax treatment की बात करते हैं. देखिए रेसिडेंट के लिए तो नॉर्मल प्रोफेशनल फीस है. TDS 194J में 10% आएगा फॉर मिस्टर संजय एंड ही हैज टू ऑफर इट टू टैक्स एट नॉर्मल रेट ऑफ टैक्स. एंड जहां तक मिस्टर एंड्रू का सवाल है, अगर ये स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन होता ना, देन इट वुड हैव बीन 115 BBA 20% एंड 194 E का TDS. बट ही इज नॉट अ स्पोर्ट्समैन, ही इज अ कमेंटेटर. अगर ये कमेंटेटर है तो स्पोर्ट्समैन नहीं, नॉर्मल टैक्स रेट लगेगा एंड 195 में TDS आएगा. लेट्स आइडेंटिफाई द करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट्स. टैक्स इज डिडक्टेबल एट 194J फ्रॉम संजय. यस, बिकॉज रेसिडेंट है 194J. 194E for Andrew, no, that is for sports person, sportsman, he is a commentator. No, 195 is correct. Andrew is not required to file his return if taxable, if tax is deducted. If he has no other income, that is only given to you in the question. No other income and TDS fully deducted is available as an option in sportsman, sports association, entertainer. Not available for commentator. Wrong. And Sanjay, income is exceeding basic exemption limit. So he is required to file. So both are wrong. Ultimately only 1 and 3. 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 1 and 3. अरे समझा क्या? One statement wrong, गया तुम काम से. Question number 119. Apple Iron Limited paid 10 lakhs to a lawyer on 1st August 2019 for the professional services rendered by him to the company without deducting tax at source. TDS नहीं काटा. 10 lakh is the service. Obviously TDS will be 1 lakh only. इतना तो कॉमन सेंस है ना. इंटरेस्ट इज अट्रैक्टेड या डिसअलाउंस इज अट्रैक्टेड, यहां पे बाद में हम लोग डिसाइड करेंगे. बट पेमेंट इज ओनली 10 लाख प्रोफेशनल फीस. अगेन अनदर पेमेंट ऑफ 5 लाख वाज ड्यू ऑन 31st December. कंपनी डिडक्टेड एट टैक्स एट सोर्स बिफोर मेकिंग पेमेंट ऑन 31st December फॉर एंटायर. मतलब इस 5 लाख में से इस 5 लाख का और ये 10 लाख का दोनों का टीडीएस काट लिया. दैट मीन्स वन थिंग इज फॉर श्योर, from this date till this date you have done non-deduction on 10 lakh, and then what happened after that? The tax deducted at source was however remitted by the company on 30th March. You have to compute the interest. Interesting question, but not very difficult. Not very difficult. First of all, he is covered under non-deduction and non-payment both. On the first payment it is non-deduction non-payment both. On the second payment of 5 lakh he has deducted. बट पहली बात तो आपको टीडीएस का अमाउंट फाइंड आउट करना है, बिकॉज इंटरेस्ट इज अट्रैक्टेड ओनली ऑन टीडीएस. तो 194J है, लॉयर है, इसलिए 10 लाख के ऊपर द अमाउंट ऑफ टीडीएस विल बी 1 lakh. ऑन दिस वी विल अट्रैक्ट 1% फॉर नॉन डिडक्शन फ्रॉम अगस्त टू डिसंबर एंड 1.5% फॉर नॉन पेमेंट फ्रॉम डिसंबर टू मार्च. एंड जहां तक 5 लाख का सवाल है, उसका 10% दैट इज 50,000 रुपीज ओनली नॉन पेमेंट फ्रॉम डिसंबर टू मार्च. इन अदर वर्ड्स 1 lakh into 1% into see August, September, October, November, December, 5 months. Then इस 1 lakh के ऊपर we will continue 1.5% because non payment also is there. वो कितना पीरियड करेगा? From 31st December to 30th March. So see 30th January को एक महीना पूरा हो रहा है, February and March. That means can I say ये 3 months. एंड जहां तक ये 50,000 का सवाल है, उसका भी डेट्स आर सेम एंड देयरफॉर उसका नॉन पेमेंट इंटरेस्ट इज आल्सो गोइंग टू बी सेम. जस्ट आपको इन तीनों को ऐड करना है. सो व्हाट डू यू गेट? एनीथिंग एल्स इज रॉन्ग. पीरियड सिलेक्ट किया रॉन्ग, रेट रॉन्ग सिलेक्ट किया, अमाउंट गलती से आपने इसी के ऊपर टीडीएस कर लिया और इंटरेस्ट कर लिया, इसके ऊपर नहीं, टीडीएस के अमाउंट के ऊपर आता है. एनीथिंग एल्स इज रॉन्ग. ओनली करेक्ट आंसर इज 11,750. क्वेश्चन नंबर 120. The withholding tax obligation on payment of works contract by a resident in India to a foreign company deemed to be resident in India on account of poem shall be governed by the provision of. देखिए, poem is only for temporary residence. Ultimately TDS का provision will be considering you as a non-resident. TDS will get attracted. 195. Mr. A is running a steel factory. The total turnover of the factory during the financial year 18-19 amounted to 1.95 crores and he opts for presumptive taxation under 44 AD. The estimated turnover of the financial year 1920 is likely to exceed 2 crores. On 10th April 2019, he took consultancy of a Delhi-based chartered accountant. Consultancy fees amounted to 1,80,000. Should you deduct TDS? Even if you were covered under presumptive taxation, once your turnover, and this is business, no? So once your turnover has crossed 1 crore rupees, you have to deduct TDS. And what will be the rate for 194J, because it is a chartered accountant? 18,000. Yes. What should be the amount of tax? 18,000. That means C and D to wrong hai, because A and B are giving the correct TDS. And by what amount it should be deposited? If we are making payment of 10th of April, then April ka TDS by the 7th of May. Question number 122. An individual salaried employee constructed his house in Delhi, made payment to contractor and labor of 2 lakh. However, he did not deduct any tax at source. In this regard, which of the following statement is correct? 194C and 194J, if you are making personal payment, there is no requirement of TDS. Yes, but if the total is exceeding 50 lakh rupees, there is a new section that we have 194M. Agar total 50 lakh cross kar raha hai, then there is going to be TDS. But as of now, there will be no TDS. So, liable for TDS, wrong answer. Provisions are attracted, wrong answer. J attracted, wrong answer. No requirement of TDS. Assessee deducted and paid a TDS of 10,000 in the quarter of December. Return has been filed on 23rd March. What is the fees? What is the fees of 234E? 200 rupees per day. So January plus February, 29 days. Remember, 29 days. This is 2020. Plus 23 days of March. 83 into 200. 16,600. It can never be more than the amount of TDS. It can never be more than the amount of TDS. Maximum fees will be equal to the TDS amount. समझा क्या? Question number 124. Mr. Sanjay, a salaried individual, pays brokerage of 40 lakhs on 5th January 2020 to buy a residential house. 40 lakh rupees रेसिडेंशियल हाउस के लिए उसने दिया. सैलरीड इंडिविजुअल है ना, सैलरीड इंडिविजुअल, तो उसको लास्ट ईयर टैक्स ऑडिट नहीं था. एंड इफ ही डिड नॉट हैव टैक्स ऑडिट लास्ट ईयर, देन ही इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड टू डिडक्ट, एक्सेप्ट अगर 50 लाख क्रॉस करता तो फिर 194M लग जाता. एटलीस्ट H इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल. फॉर M दिस हैड टू बी क्रॉसिंग 50 लाख, विच इज नॉट द केस. सो संजय तो पक्का TDS नहीं काटेगा, बट हिज फादर मिस्टर हरी, अ रिटायर्ड पेंशनर, सो ही ऑल्सो डिड नॉट हैव टैक्स ऑडिट लास्ट ईयर. मगर 50 लाख क्रॉस होगा तो हो सकता है. मेक्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पेमेंट ऑफ 15 लाख, 25 लाख एंड 12 लाख. 15 plus 25 40, 40 plus 12 52 lakhs on the 3 dates respectively for reconstruction of residential house. With respect to above payments made by Sanjay and Hari, which of the following statement is correct? Which of the following statement is correct? Mr. Sanjay is not required because he does not have tax audit and it is less than 50 lakhs. If he had tax audit last year, then 15,000 के बाद भी 194H लगता है, और if it was more than 50 lakhs तो आपका 194M लगता. Mr. Hari is also not covered in 194H, but M will be applicable. So basically no TDS for Sanjay and yes TDS for Hari. Search. Neither Sanjay nor Hari is required to deduct tax. Wrong answer. Both Sanjay and Hari are required to deduct tax. Wrong answer. Sanjay is required to deduct but Hari not. Absolutely wrong. Hari is required to deduct TDS but Sanjay is not required. Hari is required but Sanjay is not required. Are you understanding? All of y'all? Those were the details of the upcoming batch. You can go through them. Okay. Question number 125. Mr. Rajesh and Mr. Brijesh resident individuals received 12 lakhs each on 31st March 2020 on maturity of life insurance policy taken on 31st March 2012 and 1st April 2012. This is very important because till 11-12 the limit was 20%. So for Rajesh, we will check whether the premium is within 20%, but for Brijesh, we will check whether the limit is within, whether the premium is within 10%. It is very, very important. The sum assured is 10 lakh and they had paid premium of 1,10,000 each. Okay, तो राजेश की बात करते हैं. राजेश 10 lakh का 20% is the limit, 2 lakh, therefore within limit, and because it is within limit, that means can I say no TDS? And as far as Mr. Brijesh is concerned, 10% because it is after 12-13, so 1 lakh, therefore beyond limit because he has paid 10,000 more, and therefore there will be TDS because the amount of 12 lakh is more than, because the amount of 12 lakh is more than 1 lakh, equal to or more than 1 lakh, correct? But earlier what used to happen, on this 12 lakh rupees, we used to charge 1% TDS. But when you receive this 12 lakh, actually you get some deduction. What deduction? Over the years जो आपने premium pay किया है. Now see, he has got 12 lakh rupees, but he has paid premium, no? 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 8 years. That means can I say 8,80,000, 1,10,000 की rate से, and the balance that he got, that is 3,20,000, only that is taxable. This is taxable. 8 साल जो आपने प्रीमियम पे किया वो डिडक्शन लेके दिस विल बी टेक्सेबल. अब अर्लियर होता क्या था, 12 लाख के ऊपर 1% टीडीएस कटता था. So the amount on which TDS is deducted is 12 lakh, but the taxable income is 3,20,000. तो मैचिंग नहीं हो पाता था. You should offer that much income to tax, no? So what they said is, अब हम इसके ऊपर नहीं, अब हम TDS इसके ऊपर कटवाएंगे, and because we are reducing the amount liable for TDS, we will increase the rate, and thus we will now deduct TDS 5%, 16,000. So basically Rajesh का no TDS and Brijesh का 5% TDS on the profit that he has earned, that is 320, 16,000 rupees TDS. Now search. Yes, TDS is deductible at source on maturity proceed received by both Rajesh and Brijesh. Wrong answer. No tax is deductible on maturity proceeds received by Rajesh or Brijesh both. Wrong answer. We have already given the answer. No TDS for Rajesh and yes TDS for Brijesh. Correct or no? Next. No TDS is deductible at source on maturity proceeds received by Mr. Rajesh. Tax is deductible at source on maturity proceeds received by Brijesh. And the tax is 12,000. See, earlier it used to be 1% on this. And this used to come as the right answer. But now we have changed. Now TDS will come at 5% on your profit. So, 12 lakh ka 1% nahi, 320 ka 5%. No TDS on Rajesh, correct. Tax on Brijesh, correct, and it is 16,000, and therefore this is going to be your correct option. That's the end of a very, very big chapter, that is TDS, tax deducted at source. TDS, that is tax deducted at source. Okay, chaliye, let's go ahead. Next chapter, advanced tax. We have some time, so let's do that. As per section 208, obligation to pay advance tax arises when the tax payable is dash or more. How much? When it is rupees 10,000 or more. Mr. Nagraj, age 65 years, has income tax payable of 30,000 during 1920. His source of income was IFOS, capital gain, house property. Is advance tax payable? Resident, see, unless specified, has to be resident. Resident, 60 and above, and not having PGBP. If you have PGBP, then you have to pay. Not having PGBP, in that case, is advance tax payable by him? No. An interior decorator has opted for presumptive taxation under 44 ADA professionals. Assessment year 2021. He is liable to pay advance tax. 44 AD and ADA, whoever opts, only one installment, 15th March ka. Everybody else, June, September, December, March, 15, 45, 75, 100. But 44 AD and ADA only 100% in the March installment. What are the due dates of advance tax for non-corporate assessee? June, September, December and March. Where do you get that as an answer? June, September, December and March. That is your option A. Next. How much of the advance tax need to be paid for each installment? What is going to be the advance tax payable for each installment? 15, 75, 45 and 15, 45, 75 and 100. That is option A. Advance tax installment date for assessee declaring income as per 44 AD. 44 AD के लिए क्या advance tax installment होता है? Only one, as I said, AD and ADA. दोनों के लिए it is going to be only one. 15th of March. Question 7. Mr. A. Beautiful question. This is a beautiful question. Mr. A. Age 59 years. Won 60 lakh rupees. And Mr. B. Age 50 years. Won 8 lakh rupees from lotteries. You know, in an easy chapter like this can also have a beautiful MCQ question. Tax deductible at source. Tax deductible at source under section 194B was duly deducted. That means, can I say right now we have finished the TDS chapter. That means इसके ऊपर भी 30% and इसके ऊपर भी 30% and both of them being resident, unless it is specified they are always going to be resident only. Both of them being resident, can I say TDS सिर्फ 30% deduct हुआ होगा, TDS HEC नहीं add हुआ होगा. That means on 60 lakh also TDS is deducted 30%, on 8 lakh also deducted. Assuming that this is the only source of income, are Mr. A and Mr. B liable to pay advance tax? Apparently लोगों को लगता है कि when TDS is deducted, एक बार TDS deduct हो गया तो कोई outstanding tax रहेगा ही नहीं. And because there will be no outstanding tax, you must have directly given the answer no advance tax for both. But listen, the TDS will be only 30% and the tax liability will also have your HEC, and therefore there is always going to be a difference between the TDS and your tax liability, because tax liability will be all inclusive, and if that difference is 10,000 or more तो advance tax आएगा. बताते कैसे? This is question number 7 of your advanced tax chapter. Who are these two guys? What are their names? A and B. A and B. What is the income earned through casual winnings? 60 lakh and 8 lakh. एक काम करते हैं, पहले टैक्स कंप्यूटेशन करते हैं. बेसिक टैक्स वो तो बहुत इजी है, 30% पे आएगा. इसका 18 lakhs and इसका 2,40,000. What will be the next step? Guys, this is more than 50 lakh. And because this is more than 50 lakh, here we will add surcharge at 10%, but यहाँ पे नहीं आएगा. And in both cases, we will add HEC, obviously of 4%. Accordingly, हमको जो total tax मिल रहा है, how much is the total tax that we are getting? 18 lakhs plus 10% plus 4%. That's 20 lakhs 59,200 and 2,40,000 plus 4%, 249,600. समझा? अब देख इसका टीडीएस कितना है. अब टीडीएस तो खाली बेसिक टैक्स वाला ही रहेगा ना, बिकॉज टीडीएस इज ऑलवेज 30% ओनली, अनलेस यू आर पेइंग टू नॉन रेसिडेंट वेयर यू डिडक्ट एवरीथिंग. दैट मींस कैन आई से टीडीएस यहां का 18 लाख एंड यहां का 2,40,000 एंड अकॉर्डिंगली अब आपका पेएबल कितना आ गया? कैन आई से इसका 9,600 आया एंड इसका आई थिंक 259,200. तो मित्रों 10,000 और मोर, एग्जैक्ट 10,000 ऑल्सो अट्रैक्ट टीडीएस बोल रहा हूं, अट्रैक्ट एडवांस टैक्स. तो इसको एडवांस टैक्स भरना है, लेकिन इसको एडवांस टैक्स नहीं भरना है बिकॉज इट इज लेस देन 10,000. अंडरस्टूड द ब्यूटी? दैट मीन्स ए इज रिक्वायर्ड टू पे एंड बी इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड टू पे. दिस इज द ओनली करेक्ट आंसर. अंडरस्टूड? Mr. Rajesh engaged in the profession of technical consultancy, specified profession, and his gross receipt for the previous year 1920 is 45 lakh. He does not maintain books of accounts. ठीक है, presumptive ले लेगा ना, वैसे भी 50 lakhs के अंदर है तो. He is also a partner of LLP, Rajesh LLP, which carries on LLPB, technical consultancy. Gross receipt of Rajesh LLP also are 48 lakh. Which of the following statements are correct? देखिए, राजेश का 50 लाख से कम है, तो राजेश तो पक्का आपका 44 एडी लेगा, एडी नहीं एडीए सॉरी, एंड देयरफॉर ओनली 15th मार्च का इंस्टॉलमेंट विल बी एप्लीकेबल. बट इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द एलएलपी, व्हेन इट कम्स टू एलएलपी 44 एडी is not available. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. 44 AD is available to firm but not available to LLP. लेकिन 44 ADA available रहेगा. And when 44 ADA is available, then for both of them, and because it is less than 50 lakh that turnover, दोनों को, both of them have to pay only the last installment. Both of them have to pay only and only the last installment. समझा? अगर आज ये कोई और बिजनेस होता और 44 AD में होता, then Rajesh should pay only one installment, but the firm has to pay all four. But because it is ADA, both of them have to pay only one installment of advance tax, that is on or before the 15th of March. अगर AD होता तो हमारा आंसर होता राजेश का 15th March and LLP का all four, because AD is not available to LLP. But this is technical consultancy. Okay. An exemption from payment of advance tax under 207 is available to whom? Non-resident नहीं मिलता है. 10,000 या more या less than 10,000 हुआ तो नहीं करना है. And resident senior citizen not having business. Resident senior citizen having no income from business, right? Company liable for MAT, wrong. And ये भी wrong. They have to pay. Though last installment only, but they have to pay. B being the answer. Answer में भी B दिया हुआ है. That was your chapter called advance tax. Next chapter is also very small, and because it is very small, we will actually do it today itself, because we are running a little behind schedule. बीच में 2-3 days we could not keep the class, so आज हम लोग थोड़ा लंबा करेंगे. at least 1 hour 20 minute के आसपास हम लोग करेंगे. तो 1 hour 20-25 minute उसमें ये एक दो छोटे चैप्टर, 3 चैप्टर है, वो सब खत्म हो जाएगा. तो let's go to a chapter called refund. When will the refund arise? Excess TDS होता है तो भी refund मिलता है. Excess payment of advance tax होता है तो भी मिलता है. Tax originally paid on assessment is reduced on appeal, then also obviously. That means, can I say all of the above? Intimation generated under 143(1) would be deemed as demand notice, scrutiny notice, best judgment notice or reassessment notice. Intimation में लिखा होता है if there is any amount payable, consider this as demand notice and pay within 30 days. All the claims of refund should be made in form number 30 only by ROI, form 6 or form 8. Once upon a time you had two options, form 30 and ROI, but now you have only one option. Refund can be claimed only and only by way of filing ROI. In case of clubbing, refund can be claimed by whom? Clubbing में जिसके hands में income include होता है ना, the person in whose hands the income is included, only that person. So person whose income is included in other person? No. Person is in whose income include हो रहा है, जिसके income में include हो रहा है, that person. Question 5. Where the refund is out of advance tax and the return is filed before the due date, what is the period? Advance tax होगा, that means start date will be 1st April of assessment year. अगर return time पे file किया तो, return late file करते then actual filing, but this is filed on time, means 1st April of assessment year से लगाकर कब तक? Till the date of granting refund. 1st April of the assessment year till the date of granting refund, option B. Rate of interest on refund, whenever they take from us, they take 1%, except when we have excess refund because it was their fault also. Otherwise, when they will give us 0.5%. If the amount of refund is increased due to order of 260, interest amount, obviously, if refund is increasing, refund, if we are winning an appeal or revision or reference, then obviously interest will also increase. Where any refund is granted to the assessee under 143(1) and no refund is due on regular assessment, assessee shall be liable to pay simple interest at a rate of 0.5%. Normally assessee always pays 1%, but here the AO was also at fault. You agree with this? AO तेरा भी गलती था, मैंने मांगा तूने दिया क्यों, and therefore it will be 0.5%. And question number 9. Tax liability of Mr. Sunil for 18-19 came to 154 and he has paid advance tax of 138 plus 44. 138 plus 44 कितना आता है? 182. He has paid 182. ठीक है. Tax कितना आ रहा है? 154. Let's read first. He filed return of income on 30th July. He filed it. नहीं, I have वो गलती से दब गया. I was not marketing. I will do marketing a little while later because this pandemic has hit all of us very badly. Then I will do marketing, but this time it happened by mistake. Okay. He filed return of income on 30th July 2019 and claimed the refund. कितना refund लिया होगा? 182 minus 154. I think 28,000 का refund he has taken. And the refund was granted on 15th of February. ही हैज फाइल्ड रिटर्न एंड क्लेम द रिफंड एंड 28,000 का रिफंड 15 फरवरी को इसको दे भी दी. Subsequently, his case was selected for scrutiny and his income was assessed under section 143(3). As per the assessment order dated 25th August, his income was recomputed after making certain additions and his revised tax liability was computed at 176. So, earlier we computed 154 and granted you 28,000 refund. But now we come to know that your tax liability is only 176, is actually 176 and advance tax 182. That means can I say you are liable for refund only of 6,000. That means आपने extra refund कितना ले लिया 22, या आप ऐसे भी देख सकते हो 154 की जगह 176, 22,000 extra refund आपने ले लिया. You have taken 28,000 का refund by showing this, but actually you are eligible only for 6,000. तो extra refund कितना लिया, because interest हमेशा extra वाले refund पे लगता है on 22,000 at 0.5%. At 0.5%. कब से? From the date when he granted the refund. 22,000 extra लिया आपने at 0.5% from the date when he granted till the date of order. वो order उसने 25th August को पास किया. That means 15th February से 25th August. See, 14th March, 14th April, May, June, July. 14th August को 6 months होता है. 14th August को 6 months होता है. But obviously part of a month we will have to take those 11 days as one more month. So 7 months. 22,000 0.5%, 7 months. You have to search for that. Sunil will be liable to pay interest on 22,000 0.5% for 7 months. That is only appearing to be right. Not liable to interest. Wrong answer. Liable to interest on excess refund 22,000 at 1%. 1%. Wrong answer. Liable on entire 28. No. You don't have to pay on entire 28. नहीं. Entire 28 पे नहीं. ये eligible है ना. Out of 28, 6 you are allowed. तो खाली extra कितना लिया है? Only on that you are required to pay your interest. Understood? चलिए हम लोग अभी आज वाइंड अप नहीं करेंगे. आज का लेक्चर थोड़ा सा जल्दी. अच्छा, वो गलती से दब गया था तो वापस से मार्केटिंग के लिए upcoming batch का details. I know you have seen it again and again. Purposely I am showing you, but as I said, pandemic has hit all of us badly. Despite being hit by the pandemic, I'm telling you, still trying to do the best that I can do for students, not just my students but those who have not studied from me. अब इतना सा तो कर रहा हूं, इसमें भी आपका कोई नुकसान थोड़ी है. You just saw the pamphlet. If you can just inform your friends, in fact it is for their advantage, because if they learn from anybody else, then in fact it is bad for them. So I am not saying it for myself, but I am saying it for them. चलिए, interest under 234A, B, C. When is interest under 234A leviable? 234A is for late filing of return, B is for not paying 90% advance tax, and C is for missing individual installment when the return is not filed within the due date. For deferment of advance tax, that means भरा है लेकिन late भरा, that interest will be 234C. For non payment और short payment, जब 90% नहीं होता है तब आपका 234B लगता है. State whether true or false. No interest under section 234A shall be charged on self assessment tax paid by the assessee on or before the due date of filing return. Obviously अगर आप पहले टैक्स भर देते हो, लायबिलिटी नहीं है, तो आपका इंटरेस्ट नहीं लगेगा. Absolutely right. Interest under section 234B will be leviable when return is not filed. रिटर्न से कोई मतलब नहीं. Refund is due? No. Advance tax is less than 80? नहीं. Advance tax is less than 90. When regular assessment is made, 234B will be leviable at 1% from 234B मतलब full year का shortfall from 1st April of the assessment year till the date of passing the regular assessment order. So 1st April to 31st March? No. 1st April of the AY to date of determining income? No. Passing order तक चलता है. 1st April till the date of notice? No. 1st April till the date of regular assessment order. Under 234C, interest will not be leviable if the second installment is paid up to. वैसे तो 45 है, but first installment 15 की जगह पे if you pay 12, no interest, and second installment 45 की जगह पे 36 भी भर दिया, that means 80% of your liability also if you pay, there will be no interest. If third installment of advance tax is not paid within the specified period, interest will be calculated. See, first installment shortfall 1% 3 month, second installment 3 month, third installment also 3 month, fourth installment में खाली 16 days होता है, इसलिए we calculate only 1 month. In the fourth installment, if tax is not paid, then period will be, जैसे कि अभी डिस्कस किया, it will be 1 month. 234D वो इसके पहले वाले चैप्टर में था, रिफंड में, व्हेन यू हैव टेकन एक्सेस रिफंड, दैट मींस 143(1) में रिफंड मिला, बट बाद में पता चला स्क्रूटिनी में दैट यू आर नॉट एलिजिबल. अकॉर्डिंगली व्हेन रिफंड ग्रांटेड अंडर 143(1) is more than the refund eligible under your regular assessment. Assessee was required to file TDS return for the December quarter, वो 31 जनवरी को होता है, but filed on 28 February. This is TDS return. That means can I say delay of 28 days? Clearly दिख रहा है. The total TDS of the quarter was 5,000. 234E का फीस क्या होता है? 200 rupees per day. So 5,600 अगर आपने आंसर चूज किया ना तो मरा, because maximum will be to the extent of the TDS amount. Yes, 200 rupees per day के हिसाब से 5,600 आ रहा है, but maximum to the extent of the TDS amount. Fees for default in furnishing return of income will be rupees 5,000 if the return is filed on or before. If the return is filed on or before, 5,000 will be applicable till 31st December. December तक 5,000, December के बाद 10,000 होता है, लेकिन अगर total income up to 5 lakh है तो 1,000. That is 234F. Demand of 10 lakh was issued, मतलब notice issue हो गया, pay this money. Appeal was filed and tax amount increased to 12 lakh. तो fresh demand notice कितने का होगा? देखो हमने आपसे 10 lakh ऑलरेडी मांग लिया है. Once a demand notice is issued, we don't need to issue it again. अगर नया लायबिलिटी 2 लाख का आया है तो नया डिमांड नोटिस 2 लाख का ही रहेगा. वो 10 लाख का डिमांड नोटिस अभी भी वैलिड है. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो वॉइड हो गया और हमको 12 नया देना है. वी हैव वन द अपील दैट 10 लाख का डिमांड नोटिस इज वैलिड प्लस 2 लाख का एक्स्ट्रा डिमांड नोटिस आपको भेजेगा. एंड फाइनली मिस्टर ए whose total income in financial year 1920 is 4,95,000 is required to file return for financial year 1920 but file return on 2nd February, मतलब दिसंबर के बाद किया. और अगर दिसंबर के बाद किया तो 10,000 मत बोल देना पागल की तरह. When the income is less than 5 lakh, the fees will be only rupees 1,000. अगर इनकम अप टू 5 लाख है तो 1,000. 5 लाख से ज्यादा होता ना, then we will check up to December और after December. Up to December 5,000, after December 10,000. आपका likely mistake क्या होता अगर आपने ये सिलेक्ट किया होता? That would have been your likely mistake. Okay? And then एक ही क्वेश्चन है तो रिकवरी प्रोसीडिंग्स कर लेंगे. ट्रांसफर प्राइसिंग वी विल डू इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर ऑब्वियसली, बट वी हैव डन अ गुड इनफ नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. इनफैक्ट चैप्टर्स भी, एडवांस टैक्स हो गया, रिफंड हो गया, 234 एबीसी हो गया, रिकवरी प्रोसीडिंग हो गया, प्लस टीडीएस का जो क्वेश्चन हमारा बचा था. 5 चैप्टर आज हम लोग खत्म कर रहे हैं. मिस्टर राजू इज लिविंग इंडिया फॉर यूएसए ऑन 10 जून and it appears to the AO that he has no intention to return to India. Before leaving India, Mr. Raju will be required to pay income tax on the income earned during 18-19. Yes. Current year में 1st April से लगाकर 10 June तक भी. When you are leaving India, then current year का income will also we will take tax so that we don't have to run behind you. In other words, ये and ये दोनों का TDS या दोनों का tax अभी ही recover होगा. Both. This is also right. This is also right. But when both are right, then you have to choose this as option because in MCQ you have to choose the most appropriate option. As I said, transfer pricing मैं अगले क्लास में करूंगा, लेकिन as I also said के जाने के पहले एक बार वापस आपको बैच का डिटेल्स दिखा देता हूं because as I said the pandemic has hurt all of us very badly and May 21 के लिए special batches and I said in the last lecture also if any student has got any financial constraint, अगर कुछ real problem है, you approach me. I will not disclose your identity to anybody. It will be between you and me, but just because of financial constraint, education should not suffer. Every child has the right to get the best quality education so that you can change your present into a better future. We just want that the future of our children and our country should be better, and for that, even if we have to take up any beating, we are already taking a beating in the pandemic, but trying to do the best. However, even in this, supposingly, by the way, let me tell you, this fees is 1/3 of what I normally charge. Pandemic है इसलिए reduce किया है. And even in this, if you have any particular problem, already there is a notified discount that we are giving. Other than that, if you have any problem, you can approach me and I will not declare your identity in front of anybody. Given contact numbers are already there. Okay, we will call it a day. We have done a good number of questions today. We will continue in the next episode, episode number 11. Thank you very, very much.